I feel so sorry for the gunman of the mosque shootings, because he must have had a really messed up childhood, you know, because this is so sad that he's got to see the negatives of our community. But I don't want to hate someone. Why live life in a shadow when you can just keep stepping into the light, just keep sidestepping, like keep going into the light. My name is Shifa and I am studying at the University of Canterbury, doing a major in psychology and a minor in anthropology. I thought that going into psychology was just my sudden life purpose, my sudden calling. My mother was very into me going the medical route. However, I always had a fascination with human behavior from a young age. In here I have some pictures that I treasure of me and my mother, and some of just my mother. She was always smiling in all her photos. My mum liked climbing trees for some reason. She's always just in a tree. This one, I don't know how old I was, but this was at the Antarctic Centre. The ride is very intense, and my mother, she's smiling here, but she's also secretly holding my hand in fear. With the help of my friends and family, I was able to move on from what happened in the mosque shooting, specifically that I lost my mother. The gunman, he wanted to break our community apart, but instead it strengthened us. Suddenly, everyone was supporting and everyone was saying it's okay to be Muslim. So it's this overwhelming realization that like, people can be kind without any barriers. Oh no, I'm crying. I was born here in Christchurch and I've lived here my whole life. My parents are from Bangladesh and I would consider myself as a Kiwi. All right, roll again. Roll me a charisma. Most of my upbringing, I thought that people saw me more Muslim than Kiwi. And in that younger period of time, that's when I focused a lot on trying to appear more Kiwi to everyone else. Now, the balance has been shifted once more, so now I have to go back. Assalamu alaikum, Abba.
Alhamdulillah, welcome.
I trained my rat, my rat Biggie Cheese. This is a good use of my psychology degree, and it should be my new profession. Appa, I've always wanted to know what went into the process of selecting Shifa as my name.
Your mom gave me a responsibility. Choose a name. I thought it was easy. So every time I propose a name, no. Another one, no, not like. Another one, no. I went through hundreds. And then suddenly I thought, something came to my mind and I said, you're gonna like it. So Shifa is an Arabic word mentioned in the Holy Quran a few times. Shifa ul-linnas, healing for the mankind. And Shifa is sudur, healing in the heart. So that's how this name came into existence.
Ko te Aorangi tōku ingoa no Ngāti Hauā, Ngāti Tamaterā, no Ngāpuhi anō hoki, heoi anō I tupu ake au I tāmaki makaurau. This is my first time in Ōtautahi, and I really wanted to explore and see the moana. I feel like the moana is a safe space for me. I find a lot of comfort in being by tangaroa. And it's kind of my way just to pure, to let go of any hara. I study psychology, Bachelor of Arts at Te Ahi Wānanga o Waikato. I grew up in part of the kohanga reo generation and the kurakaupapa Māori generation, and I want everyone to feel that type of aroha and to be embraced in that way. I am a youth mentor at the Kindness Institute. My job is to manaaki and to guide our rangatahi that are on the kaupapa. And every evening we'd step back and say, all of this went wrong throughout the day, but I'm really grateful for this one moment. And I think that really just puts your life into perspective. I'm here to run a wānanga with Shifa, and I'm really excited to come together with her and see how our mātauranga can intertwine and we can create this beautiful space.
How are you?
I'm good. It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God.
So is this your spot in Christchurch?
Yeah, and every time I come here, there's always different cats as well.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So in our psychology lectures, we do cover te whare tapawhā, but a lot of the time it's just, the professor just looking at a screen, pointing, just defining it, and then we just go on.
I find that in the university setting, I get the same. Like, it's always just a lecturer in front of a screen pointing. But I'm really fortunate because I do a lot of mahi within youth mental health space, and pretty much everything we do is guided by te whare tapawhā.
It is sad that they're giving us such amazing models, but they're not necessarily encouraging it as much to be used because they're so perfect, and they even say that they are very good, and then we just kind of move on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just the same with a lot of wellbeing models.
Shifa obviously has a lot of mātauranga and compassion. She deals with all these things in her life with such grace, and I really admire that. That must have been such a hard time for you too, because you were so young.
I was 15,
15 at the time, and I feel like a peak time of your life for you to be going through that.
I expected it to be very jarring and everything, but I guess with all the support that I had around me, I still had guidance and I still had people to lift me up. There was a time though where I tried to go my individual way, where I did have a little rebellious emo phase where I wore all black and I was listening to like music and I was like in the corner and I was like, life is bad. You know, when you write those really awful poetry. But it only lasted, I would say, 2 days. I saw in like all the movies and everything, they always go in the emo phase. And I was like, surely that's life. Surely that's the model, but it wasn't.
Yeah. And there's roses all around me. What?
I know. There's a thing. It's a world peace bell.
That was scary. Okay. Bring peace to the world.
Bring peace. I bring peace to the world. Oh, they have a little thing there.
It's the world peace.
It smells nice here. My mum used to love coming here. She was a nature girly. When I'm feeling kind of down, I resort to my faith. And there's 2 main elements that's really important for Islam. And the first one is patience, so sabr. And the second one is gratitude, which is shukr. Together, they create peace. So how do you practice te whare tapawhā?
So it's a model created by Mason Jury, and it's an easy way to put things into perspective and use it as a framework. So te whare tapawhā kind of looks at yourself as if you are a whare, as if you're a house. And in your house you have 4 walls. So you have taha tinana, which is your physical. Taha wairua, which is your spiritual. Taha whānau, which is your family or friends. And your taha hinengaro, which is your mental. Your whare is kind of supported by these 4 cornerstones, and it's believed that if one falls, then your whole whare falls.
I love that. It's so nice.
So how do you find a sense of belonging?
So in Islam, I would say that in terms of belonging and stuff, it's split into 3 categories. The first one is obviously your close, like family, neighbors, And then you have the Islamic community. They are your people That's the second one. And then the third one, which I love the most, it is our duty as humans to love one another as brothers and sisters. So you are like my sister, and our God placed us into different nations and tribes so that we would cultivate these different perspectives and then unite together to create, different societies,
Do you think these practices, your practices, are some of the things that helped you through your times of grief?
100%. Actually, so after the whole event, the mosque shooting happened, there is this one thing that we usually say after someone passes away in Islam, and it's Inna ilahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. And what it means is, from God we belong and to God we return. And so it really helped in terms of the grief aspect, because I knew that my mother is never lost. That now, obviously, she's no longer under the care of my family, but now she's under the care of God as well. And there's something so peaceful about it. There's this line, this quote, which I got from a Korean drama series that I resonate with. All of us, we go through pain, but it is our choice whether we suffer or not. Man, today's such an amazing day. Like, I can't believe it's gotten to this point. Like, we're practicing peace, we're talking about peace, gratitude, and then now, like, coincidentally, we're also
of peace.
This is everything's just matching up.
On 3, 3, 2, 1.
My own turned upside down.
Peace to the ground, and mine is peace to the sky.
Peace to the ground, peace to the sky. So what we're doing in this session is that we take a card and then we just write about something you're really grateful for. And then after that, we're going to put it in the envelope and then shuffling it around and then picking one up and then anonymously reading it out and then just having a little discussion about it.
I actually took a photo of you, Shifa. Look, it's a photo of you taking a photo.
Oh, was that earlier today?
Yeah. I can tag you when I post it.
We could do it here, the session, in the triangle tree.
I have everyone's notes here. And share whatever you have on your note.
Grateful for my senses and grateful for this life.
Oh, it's like my 5 senses. Like, I don't need to think it's my sense of humor or anything. It's not.
I'm grateful for your sense of humor as well.
It's like, I can't imagine not being able to feel things or not being able to smell the smell of like fresh oranges when I like cut it open or something.
And like music is something that I absolutely love, and I can't imagine, going a day without hearing music, listening to music.
Yeah.
Should we keep going around?
It says, I'm grateful for my mom, and it has a heart on it. It's so cute. I like this.
I'm grateful for my mom. She loves to take pictures of everything, and at the time, as a kid, you're like, Mom, don't take pictures of me, like, stop, that's embarrassing. But then you look back on them and like you just remember the times, like the good times and the bad times, and it's so cute. I love my mom.
I'm still so grateful for like the amount she did, and I feel like in a way, like I feel like I've grown as a person because of the stable foundation she provided me as well.
Thanks. I am grateful for whenua.
That was mine. I feel like I have a really strong connection to my whenua, my tūranga waiwai, which is where I come from, and it is kind of that cycle of we are the whenua and the whenua is us, and that constant reassurance that like no matter where I go, I know that I'm grounded in who I am.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it's a little bit different for me. I don't know if it is the same for you, Khadija, but my mom being from New Zealand, my dad being from Iraq, and us growing up in Jordan, I suppose I didn't have like a super strong connection with the land. Like no matter where you are a little bit out of place, Maybe you can add.
There's a kōrero that goes, you may not know your awa, but your awa will always know you, and you may not know your maunga, you may not know your whenua, but your whenua knows you, your marae knows you, and that's not confined to just Māori.
Well, I have the last card, I think.
I wonder whose it is.
It says support from friends and family. Hearts.
Heart.
Another one. I love people. Smiley face.
Personally, when I'm in a rough patch, I always go talk to my friends, family, because you know they always know what to say. They always make you feel better, you know. I sometimes when I think about it, I'm like so grateful, and I just really like people, you know, and I really like my beliefs and my way of thinking, and being around people with different beliefs kind of solidified that. So, yeah, grateful for people.
My neck is crushed.